How do humans interact with each other through technology? A major conception of what is labeled the digital are network structures. A concept based on two principles: points and lines. Each of these two elements contain one force. Points repulse each other. They drift away from one another, through time. Lines draw together, like springs. They keep the points in proximity, and arrange their relationship towards one another. Where do the histories of networks come from? And how do these concepts render visible the world we live in? In 1959, two Hungarian mathematicians, Paul Erdős and Alfred Rényi, defined the first network model. The two forces, of repulsion and proximity, now come into play. Connections are drawn by chance, within this model. Who you are friends with, what you like on Twitter, comment on TikTok, or sit next to, is all pure luck. The degree distribution, the number of connections, friends, seating partners, likes, is normally distributed. Everyone has about the same number of connections. In 1999, physicists Albert Laszlo Barabasi and Reka Albert studied the structure of the World Wide Web, and found that the distribution, and connections, are far from the randomness previously described. They found that networks contain what they have called preferential attachment, that some points within a network become much more connected than others. For this reason, Barack Obama, Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, and Rihanna all have over 100 million followers, while you do not. The model itself is time-based. Over time, new points emerge and connect to already existing nodes. This process is not random, but determined by the effects that nodes already containing many connections gain even more links over time. 1 year after discovering the rich get richer effect, the same researchers found a problem within the system. The model is very stable to random attacks, but once you target the hubs, the highly connected points, the network falls apart very quickly. Attackers can take apart these systems very easily, once they remove the right connections. What seems purely theoretical and speculative, most probably has significant consequences, in the world we inhabit. One can only speculate on the destruction of social movements, such as the Arab Spring. The speculation is much narrower, when it comes to the COVID-19 pandemic. The results of preferential attachment, in global air traffic, are well studied. Without the airport hubs of a few places, which connect the globe, the spreading of the virus would be much slower, and thus, better to control. The super spreader is a network effect. On October 8, 2021, the theory of network destruction moved from research into plain sight. The removal of an internet hub became a reality, and with it, the consequences. Facebook and all its apps, Instagram, WhatsApp, Messenger, and Oculus, disappeared from the internet. The outage lasted over 5 hours. The consequences were devastating. As the New York Times wrote, in some countries, like Myanmar and India, Facebook is synonymous with the internet. More than 3.5 billion people around the world use Facebook, Instagram, Messenger and WhatsApp to communicate with friends and family, distribute political messaging, and expand their businesses through advertising and outreach. Might this have been the first of many outages in the digital networks we are embedded in? The conception of rich get richer is how our digital social structure, economy, and technological infrastructure function. How could the previously discussed concepts of preferential attachment and the temporal shaping of communities be altered, navigated, politicized, and shaped to sculpt something more resilient, less pandemic? One path is to alter the possibilities of a network, restructure its politics. In the first experiment, any point in the network can have no more than 3 connections. A political restriction on connectedness. What would Twitter look like if everyone could only follow 10 people? This network's altered, sculptured structure would be much slower in transport, but more resilient. Removing connections would not significantly alter the given system. Hong Kong's Be Water protests contained a similar strategy. There is no one to imprison with no apparent leader. In a second experiment, links decay over time. This network sculpture would only form connections, for brief moments, to reconstruct itself constantly. Relations within this system are always in question. The system is consistently on the edge of something else. Previously we observed alternative sculptures of network structures, reshaping the politics of connectivity. But the social could also move beyond such a perspective and question the system of points and lines entirely. What if the network in its temporal emergence is not about the nodes and edges it is seemingly abstracted as? What if the network is about the space it fills throughout its movement? The negative space, the holes, non-spaces, the void, the in-betweenus becomes the driving force, rather than the point and lines. A community might exist as the non-networked, the gap between the lines, filled, extracted, and enhanced. Temporality leaves the traces behind, the connections, an emergent pattern of relatedness.